Hello again. So I'm Sherry Dumbrell from Machine Knitting for a Dummy. So this series, again, I can only do 5 minutes and I'll talk as fast as I can, is about what projects we'll be knitting in the beginners class. So again, this is focused on beginners, but of course, intermediates and advanced and experts are welcome, which we have some in our group. But I really, because I still am a beginner, I've started in machine knitting 18 months ago. I still think as a beginner, I really believe we're always beginners because there's so much to learn. But I still remember just all the wow when I was learning. And so I remember that. And so I'll really strive to teach very simply so that you can have a positive experience and get more done in the time than I did. Okay, so we have in our workshops, basically there's, it's very structured and they're catered towards for people who live out not close to a knitting club or work. So we have day and night classes, as well as a class, which is our day class, which suits the US and people from other parts of the world. It's their evening. So the Facebook group is the place to be. It is where you get all the information. So please, when you have time, go and scroll through some of the posts. But the most important part is in the featured. There's a featured section in every Facebook group. It's up the top before, if you were to post, it says featured, and you can use this right arrow to go through all the featured. That's where all the most important posts are, and I keep that updated. So our polls of which class you're coming to, just general information about the online course which we offer. And so please go in there, as well as the introduce yourself. I invite you to get organized. The more organized you are, the more knitting time you'll have. And so have a notebook and a pen to every workshop. Get a binder so that you can put your patterns in or any information. The first workshop was free. The pattern was on there, and so it's in the featured section, as well as the recording, just so you can see what you get if you join the online course, which I think I mentioned before. So yes, so get a notebook and take notes. In the workshops, we do a meet and greet, so you get to meet lots of other machine knitters. And we also do show and tell. So if there's something that you have that you want to share at the next workshop, you just send me a picture of it and I include that in the presentation. And then you can talk about it when we get to that point. And we also show and tell projects we've taught in the previous week. So if you've made one, then we definitely highlight those. So for example, this is the first sweater that I made. This was day 2 of being given a flatbed bulky machine. This is my grandson Mateo wearing it, and he loves it and wears it all the time. And so all my grandkids are quickly getting sweaters from grandma. This is just someone else who shared. She's a good friend of mine in Hemet. I grew up in San Diego. I was born in Las Vegas, grew up in San Diego, and my family live up in Utah, which I go there about twice a year. And this is a friend that I met through a knitting class online from San Diego from a dear friend who has now passed on. And she owns alpacas. She shows them, she shears them, and she makes clothing out of them, displays them at fairs, and does a lot of charity work. So so we share kind of what people do so we can get to know those who are in the workshop. We do a demo. We do 2 types of demos generally. One is the knitting's foundations, just a basic foundational technique of knitting, or it might be a section of a bigger project. So it might be just the front of a sweater one week and then the back of a sweater, and so that you can do it in pieces and in small bites. And then the second one is a smaller demonstration, something that you can do usually in less than an hour. And so that's also fun.